Welcome to Simultaneous Equations Level 1. Pause the video now, try the 3 problems on the screen, and I'll go through them with you shortly. You'll find more practice at this level, plus links to the higher levels, as well as other topics at the end of this video and on the channel homepage. In problem 1, we're solving x plus y equals 8 and x minus y equals 2. Now to solve this, we'd like to eliminate one of the variables. So this means we need to either get rid of the x's or get rid of the y's. Now looking at the x's, we have a 1x in the first equation and a 1x in the second. And so we could eliminate these x's by subtracting one from the other. Alternatively, in the first equation we have a 1y and in the second we have a minus 1y. So we could eliminate the y's by adding them together. And although it doesn't really matter which method we use, it tends to be a little bit easier to add than to subtract. So we're going to add these equations together. So starting with the x's, x plus x gives us 2x, the plus y and the minus y add to make 0, and 8 plus 2 is 10. We can now solve this equation to find x by dividing the left by 2 and doing the same on the right. And on the left, the times 2 and the divide by 2 cancel out to leave us with x, and on the right, 10 divided by 2 gives us 5. So x equals 5 is the first part of our solution. We now need to substitute this value of x into one of the two equations that we started with. And the first one is a little bit easier to work with because it has a plus in it. So starting with x plus y equals 8, we can replace the x with 5, so 5 plus y equals 8, and we can now solve this equation by subtracting the 5 from the left and doing the same on the right. On the left, the 5 and the minus 5 become 0, so we're just left with y, and on the right, 8 minus 5 gives us 3, so y equals 3. And so our final answer to problem 1 is x is equal to 5, y is equal to 3. In problem 2, we're solving 2x plus y equals 9 and x plus y equals 5. Now we'd like to eliminate either the x's or the y's from these equations. Now looking at the x's, we've got a different number of x's in the first equation and the second, so these are going to be a little more difficult to eliminate. Now looking at the y's, we've got a plus 1y in the first equation and a plus 1y in the second. So we can eliminate these y's by subtracting one from the other. So if we subtract the bottom equation from the top one, we have 2x minus x gives us x or 1x, y minus y is 0, and 9 minus 5 is 4. So x equals 4 is the first part of our solution. We now need to take this value and substitute it into one of the equations that we started with. And these equations are very similar, but I'm going to choose the second one since it's slightly simpler. So x plus y equals 5 becomes 4 plus y equals 5 when we substitute the x for 4. We can now solve this by subtracting the 4 from the left and subtracting the 4 from the right. On the left, the plus 4 and the minus 4 cancel out to give us y, and on the right, 5 minus 4 is 1. So y is equal to 1. And so our final answer to problem 2 is x equals 4, y equals 1. In problem 3, we're solving 5x minus 2y equals 11 and x plus 2y equals 7. Again, we need to eliminate one of the variables here. Looking at the x's, we've got 5 x's in the first equation, but only 1 in the second, so these are going to be difficult to eliminate. Looking at the y's, we've got a minus 2y in the first and a plus 2y in the second, and we can eliminate these by adding them together, because minus 2y plus 2y is going to give us 0. So if we add every term in each of these equations, we get 5x plus x, which is 6x, the minus 2y plus 2y becomes 0, and 11 plus 7 is 18. To find x, we just need to remove the times 6 from the left, and we can do this by dividing by 6, and we can do the same on the right. And on the left, the times 6 and the divide by 6 cancel out to leave us with x. On the right, 18 divided by 6 is 3. So x equals 3 is the first part of our solution. To find the corresponding y value, we need to choose one of our original two equations to substitute this value of x into. The second equation looks far simpler, it's got smaller numbers and it also has a plus in it. So we're going to use the second equation for this, x plus 2y equals 7. If we substitute the x for 3, we have 3 plus 2y is equal to 7. We can now remove the positive 3 from the left hand side by subtracting 3 from the left and also subtracting 3 from the right. On the left, the plus 3 and the minus 3 cancel out to leave us with 2y, and on the right, 7 minus 3 is 4. Finally, we can remove the times 2 from the left by dividing the left by 2 and doing exactly the same on the right. And on the left, the times 2 and the divide by 2 cancel out to leave us with y. And on the right, 4 divided by 2 is 2. So y is equal to 2. So this means our final answer to problem 3 is x is equal to 3, y is equal to 2.